Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, which can mean only one thing. You've either clicked on this YouTube channel or it's Saturday, June 10th, 2017. I'm going to go with the latter. My name is Andrew Rose, and I will be your host for the next hour or so as we delve into the mind-numbing world of crap that is the world around us. And interesting articles that I found during the week, including but not limited to another fidget spinner article about parents bitching. What a beepin' surprise. A new Flintstones comic by the DC publishers? Ooh, and it's actually amazing? Holy crap. I'm going to be discussing the sad and untimely death of Adam West. The ARMS producer, that's that new Switch game, by the way, says that Luffy from One Piece will not be in the game. Shenmue 3 has been delayed until 2018. Busby is coming back. A live-action Cowboy Bebop series for television? Oh, God, no. And Universal Studio Japan offers the first sneak peek at Super Nintendo World. Guess they're trying to capitalize on Disney, huh? Yeah. I'll also be discussing, but not limited to, a new Dragon Ball Z game coming out. That's right. A 2.5D Dragon Ball Fighter game revealed. And I'll be discussing my week and how my Saturday went. All this and more this week on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. But like always, you know the drill. A-Roads 2012 on eBay for all your wonderful oddity and collectible needs. You can check me out. Hey, I'm always open for new people. I have DVDs, video games, trading cards, what have you. Oddities. I do put new stuff up. I know I've been going slow, but I have my reason for that. It's been a long couple months. I'm trying to adjust to new changing schedules and stuff like that. But anyway, check me out, A-Roads 2012 on eBay. You can also follow me on Twitter at OtakuRoads. So, my week this week, huge excitement. I worked Sunday night. That was fun, actually. My coworker and I were having a blast with the person in charge. She's a lot of fun. Found out, unfortunately, that our freight crew leaders left us. So, I mean, she didn't die or anything. She just up and quit, and we kind of figured it was coming. But anyway, so we're sad about that. And that's pretty much my week in general, besides me fighting with Roku most of the week. For anybody that actually follows me on Twitter, I've been posting this fight. And it's basically me trying to get this goddamn Roku player to work. I swear it's still something with the player because I'm still getting errors on some of the channels and it's not loading it up right or it's not even coming in at all. And when I finally, after a good 2 weeks of bitching, get a hold of somebody from customer support, customer support solution is it's your internet speed. You must contact your internet service provider, have them increase your speed. That'll solve your problem. I'm checking my speed on an old computer that I have to use an ice pack to keep cool because it overheats. And the guy goes, "No, sir, no, that's not the problem. The problem is your internet connection. It's nothing to do with any of the hardware or your computer or anything else. It's your internet connection. That's what the issue is, sir. Don't bullshit us." He was getting a little irate and pissed. So I had a field day filling out their survey. And if they think that they've heard the last of me, they're sorely mistaken. Because I'm still having issues. Granted, now 6 of the channels that weren't working are starting to work. So now I'm up to grand total like 10. Woo! I get 6 channels after 2 weeks of bitching? Woo! All right, now we're talking. I'm still not exactly pleased with the way that it was handled. I personally think it could have been handled way better than it was, and I'm very pissed about it. Flat out, I mean, it's going to be an Andrew Rand's video. Let's just put it that way. That's in the works. It's an Andrew Rand's video. But I was doing that most of the week. And today I got to do something I've been looking forward to all week because it's Saturday, and it's the second Saturday of the month, which means that there is a flea market about, I want to say, 15 miles from where I live, give or take. I think it's a little more than that. But they have this flea market every second Saturday of every month from May to October. Now, flea markets are a dying thing. They're going extinct. Pat Contry has stated this in his Flea Market Madness videos. I agree with him because it's true. They're going extinct. It's sad. It's really sad, too, that they're going extinct because they're a really great place for people to get together. It's like sort of like a makeshift market, and that's what I really like about them. You set it up in a couple hours. You're sitting there all day selling stuff. It's a great way to unload your crap and get some extra money. Much like yard sales, which I'm never having again after last year's drama and dilemma. I'm never having one again. But I picked up a lot of good stuff. I was actually planning this for a while. I wanted to go last month, but it got rained out the day it was supposed to be, and then the day of the rain date, I had to work. So it's like, yeah, I really couldn't go last month, but I got to go this month. And I took a lot of small bills with me because I didn't know what I was all going to find. You know, was I going to find something really cool? Did I really want to invest a little bit? I spent less than $30 total, and I got a whole crap ton of Yu-Gi-Oh pins. I got some Scooby-Doo stuff for a friend of mine because she collects that. I got my mom a couple Jell-O molds that I thought she had, but turns out she doesn't have. I got my grandfather a little Earl Sinclair McDonald's Dinosaurs toy. He kind of get a kick out of that. I got everybody here, my mom, my grandfather, myself, the Lion King soundtrack. That was pretty cool. Picked up some DVDs that are in really good shape. Couple games. I got a camera for like $5, so I was shocked. I thought it wasn't going to work. I thought it was just going to be like parts. I'll be damned the thing works. I'm impressed with that. So I have got all that stuff, and it was just a really good day. It really was. I mean, I wasn't up there as long as I thought I was going to be. I thought there was going to be like a few more people there, but I made the best of it, and I'm really looking forward to this. I mean, I got a lot of neat stuff, and I've already put a couple things up on eBay. I mean, that's one of the main reasons why I go flea marketing. I mean, when I was little, I want to find some toys to play with. But as I get older, it's like, let me see if I can't find something somebody thinks is trash, and I could put it up on eBay and make a couple bucks. I mean, I'm looking at the grand scheme of things. And I just had a lot of fun doing it. So, yeah, I mean, I had a hell of a time finding these, small little block things. They transform into little people. I couldn't figure out what the hell they were, and if you hear clicking like that, I'm doing them in my hand, because my fidget spinner is a little out of reach, but I'm just going to grab that so it doesn't make as much noise. So anyway, I was looking those up, and that was a hell of a time trying to find those. I mean, the research on a lot of this stuff, figure out what you have, is just a pain in the ass, but it's still cool. I have a blast doing that. I really do. And I just had a lot of fun. Maybe I'll try to go again, if not next month. Maybe I'll try to shoot for August, because it'll be like the week before my birthday, I think. Hold on, let me check. Good old calendar here. Let's see, second Saturday in August. Yes, it'll actually be the Saturday before my birthday, so that would actually be pretty cool if I could make it to that one too. I mean, I'll give it a shot. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, I don't know. I mean, I walked around the whole thing like an hour and a half at most. So it's not too bad, but maybe there'll be more stuff later on. I don't know, but maybe I'll try to go up again yet this year before all said and done. It's really fun to do that. But anyway, let's get into the podcast, folks. That's the recap of my week. There we go. That's my week in a nutshell. That's how my week went. So, let's get into the podcast. So, my first topic tonight is another fidget spinner topic. And this all comes about after that mom posted on social media It's about that Texas girl that choked on that loose part. Which, by the way, I still call bullshit on that story. Because it takes a hell of a lot of force to pop one of these off unless they're already broken. And at that point, you have an effective spinner. And there's a simple solution for that, too. Super glue the damn things on the inside. You won't have that issue. I still swear that. But anyway, the article is basically warning parents about the dangers of fidget spinners. The choking is a major hazard, but it's not the only one. Kids are now getting the fidget spinner stuck on their fingers. There's a whole slew of shit now. And all this came about after the Texas girl choked on a loose part. But it didn't stop a 5-year-old from popping off a piece of his own spinner and swallowing it. Apparently, a 23-year-old mom in Albany, Oregon, told Busby, which, oh yeah, they're a reliable source when it comes to news. Yeah, we all remember Charlie Gets Fired, huh? If you ever played that, you'll know what I mean. But yeah, apparently her 5-year-old decided, oh yeah, I'm gonna pop this off, after she showed him a picture and said, and I quote, never put that in your mouth. Yeah. Her name was Joholi Morlos. Apparently, she ended up rushing her son to the hospital, but the staff was unable to get the part out of his chest. He was transported to another hospital in Portland, where the disc had to be surgically removed. It was super scary. When they were putting a tube down his throat, he was throwing up blood. It was really scary for me to see he was in pain. Any parent would be terrified to see their child in pain. My mom can attest to this multiple times. Her son Caden recovered quickly from his surgery, but according to BuzzFeed, Morlos now wants these fidget spinners to be recalled and labeled with appropriate choking hazard warnings. She's taken to Facebook and to warn moms about the choking risks associated with the popular toy. I'm still saying this, folks. You pay attention to your kids. I mean, let's dissect this a little bit here. She basically told her son, don't put this in your mouth. Or sorry, never put that in your mouth. What's the first thing a child's going to do when you tell them not to do something? They're going to do it. That child will instantly think reverse psychology. Mom and dad or my parents or my parental unit is telling me not to do something. That means I should do it because it must be something fun. You have to remember, kids think on a smaller level than adults do. So, choking isn't the only hazard, though. Carol Woods, a Missouri-based mom, told BuzzFeed, and BuzzFeed's really popular with this article, that her 3-year-old son was injured after a piece of his spinner got lodged on his middle finger. So what was he trying to do? Flip off the dog while spinning it, or what here? Woods tried to remove it, but ultimately had to take her son to an urgent care center and eventually the ER, where doctors used 2 to 3 different tools before finally cutting the metal piece off. All right. Again, I'm holding my fidget spinner literally right now in my hands. I want to know what metal part got caught on your 3-year-old's hand. For that matter, why does your 3-year-old have one of these? You as a parent should have instantly looked at this and thought, looked at this, then looked at your son, looked at your child, looked at this, and looked back at your son, and went, no way in hell. I would have bought him a stuffed animal, an action figure, a model kit. Get his mind off of this. I was like, no way. I'm 27, and I can easily tell you that I have enough common sense not to stick metal pieces in my mouth of this. First off, I can guarantee you this. I have enough sense to not pop out the metal rings and stick them in my mouth and swallow. I used to break apart my Legos with my teeth, but then I'd spit it right back out. Because those suckers stuck together really well. I mean, the Lego company knew what they were doing when they figured out a way to interlock their bricks. They knew what they were doing. But it's like, how are you not stopping your kids from doing this stupid shit? It's what's bothering me and boggling my mind at this point. So after her scary experience, she is hoping for more awareness for parents around the risks that come along with these popular toys. She's quoted as saying, I think it would be nice to know that these bearings can come out when kids drop it, she told BuzzFeed News. Because of these injuries, the Consumer Product Safety Commission, the CPSC, has announced that they are taking a closer look at these products. Again, I want to know what type you got. Did you get one of those El Cheapo knockoffs? Or did you get an honest-to-God one from a manufacturer? Because those El Cheapo knockoffs, yeah, you drop those sons of bitches. They're going to shatter, they're going to break, and those things are going to pop off because they're literally made on a 3D printer by some guy in a one-room building or in his apartment, making them on a 3D printer, has a whole shit ton of bearings, gets the weights, it doesn't measure it up right, and pops them out and sells them all over the place. So if they're the fly-by-night operation ones, yeah, they're going to shatter. They're going to get broke. You're going to pop pieces off. I mean, like I said, it takes a lot of force to pop one of these off. I mean, unless it's really loose or you know what you're doing, it takes a lot of force to pop one of these off. And like I said, the solution to that is simple. Super glue. Do you want to know why super glue is a simple solution? You can buy it extremely cheap. It dries clear. And here's the kicker. No matter how hard your kid will push, that ain't going nowhere. And you can fix this entire problem for literally $1. Not even that. Buy super glue. Super glue the little bearings to it. End of problem. I honestly think a lot of these stories are basically, I don't know how true they are or anything else. And that's what bothers me. Because this is a toy that's popular, but at the same time, it's also, I mean, it's popular, yeah, but all popular stuff has a risk to it. I mean, look at those tech decks that came out in the late 90s. They had small bolts, small tires, or small wheels, small bolts, the trunks on them for the skateboards. All those pieces were tiny, not to mention the tools. Kids could have swallowed the shit out of those and not realized it. But nope, they swallow a metal part from a fidget spinner. Gotta stop the world! We gotta stop the world because the world is bad and we're all horrible people. I honestly think that there's an issue when these parents are taking to social media and bitching about one thing just because a couple things happen. To me, it sounds like you weren't very attentive to your kids to begin with. That's where that's my opinion on this. I mean, I could be wrong. You could be, mother of the year. I don't know. I can't attest to your personal life, but seriously. But anyway, the CPSC is investigating the incidents with kids swallowing the spinners in Texas and Oregon. The agency wrote in a statement to ABC News. Finally, an incredible news source. Here we go. ABC News is incredible. BuzzFeed, I don't trust with locker room gossip. ABC News, hey, all right, now we're getting a reputable source. We advise parents to keep these away from young children because they can choke on small parts. Warn older children not to put fidget spinners in their mouth. But that's not the end of it, though. Experts in the Good Housekeeping Institute explain that these types of injuries occur because many fidget spinners on the market are not properly labeled with age ratings or appropriate choking hazard warnings for children. According to the CPSC, any toy that is marketed for use by children must be labeled if they pose potential choking hazards. Again, like I said, it takes a lot of force to pop these out. I mean, okay, I'm relatively strong. So for me, it's not going to take much to pop them out if I know what I'm doing. You're talking about like a 3-year-old kid, a 4-year-old, and a 5-year-old, okay? They are not not going to have enough strength in their entire body to push that piece out and make it pop out without a great deal of effort. You can't tell me those parents didn't hear their child grunting and groaning in pain to pop something out and they could have stopped this. But it keeps going. When tested in the Good Housekeeping Institute's Consumer Electronics and Engineering Lab, their experts found that both branded and knockoff spinners broke into pieces that could be considered a potential choking hazard for children under the age of 3. They suggest steering clear of giving fidget spinners or any other toy with small bits and pieces to babies and toddlers until their 4th birthday. Parents can test an object at home by using a toilet paper roll. If it fits through, it is cause for concern, explains Rachel Rothman, the Good Housekeeping Institute's chief technologist and director of engineering. What the hell does a toilet paper tube have to do with... if it slides through a toilet paper tube, that's a problem. Okay, that's a new one. Like I said, though, simple solution, super glue! For Christ's sake, super glue the damn things! Or better yet, just don't buy them for your kids and actually say no! It's not that difficult. I heard it all the time growing up from my mom. Mom, can I have money for this? No. Mom, can we go to this? No. Mom, can I have that? No. How difficult is it for... Oh, what the hell am I talking about? What the hell am I talking to? Parents cannot teach their kids. Hell, they want schools to raise them now. And I'm just asking, how difficult is it for parents to say no? Ha! What am I smoking tonight? Wow! And that fruit punch must have had something in it. I must be a little loopy from that. Something. Damn! I forgot all about that. Parents nowadays don't want to raise their kids. Rothman added, though, that it's also important to keep these choking hazards in mind, even with older children. Like Morlow's 5-year-old son, for kids 3 to 6, make sure they are being supervised if using a spinner. For older kids, it's still worth having a conversation to inform them of the potential dangers. Okay, so I could see a teenager buying one of these things because, hey, it's the in thing, I want to be hip. And all of a sudden, the parents come and give them a talk and go, you know that if you pop that off and you swallow it, you could choke to death. Congratulations, you've now officially created Kenny from South Park that's going to try to autoerotic asphyxiate himself because, they told him it's possible. Parents, listen to me. I'm not a parent myself, but I can gladly give you a little bit of advice from common sense. Do not tell your older children from 13 and up that they shouldn't do something. The first thing they're going to do is want to do it. Fair warning, folks. I mean, it's honest to God. If your kids are playing with fidget spinners, the Good Housekeeping Institute recommends that parents take the following precautions. All right, folks, let's rattle off this checklist. Okay, check for small parts. Anything that has a small part or could conceivably be broken down through use or misuse into small parts should be kept away from young children. While there is a standard for testing the size, a simple home test is to see if any component could fit through a toilet paper roll, which I'd like to know if any of those still exist because they're trying to get rid of those and have roll-less toilet paper. Oh, here we go. I like this one. Get rid of broken toys. Beyond the potential of a choking hazard, they may also lead to unintended sharp edges that can lead to injury. No shit Sherlocks. Read the labeling. Check the recommended age rating on the toy to make sure they are appropriate for your child's age. Be particularly diligent if you have younger kids at home who may try to play with an older sibling's toys. You're looking at the age of parents that don't care. Keep going though on the next one. Supervision is key. Supervision is key. Even if there is no warning on the toy being tested, nothing takes the place of a parent keeping an eye on their child. Oh, wait. Mobile apps, Twitter updates, Tinder, LinkedIn, Pinterest, BuzzFeed articles, shit with Donald Trump. Dear God, how far up the pyramid am I for the crap that stupid crap that people think parents should do? Yes! Woo! I got it! I got up the pyramid! Holy crap! I like that. Nothing takes the place of a parent keeping an eye on their child. True, but the problem is parents don't want to keep an eye on their child. They don't want to discipline their child. Why do you think they have this problem in the first place? Register your product. By doing so, you'll be alerted if your toy has been recalled, or sign up for recall alerts at recalls.gov. Or just wait for the local news to bitch about it, because you know that it'll instantly hit ABC or Twitter or Facebook or any of the news sites that you probably watch on your smartphone or your tablet while you're in the middle of playing Fruit Ninja or Bubble Bobble or whatever the hell you play. I mean, I play Digimon Heroes in contests and Marvel Contests of Champions, but still. Notify the CPSC, Consumer Product Safety Council, if I remember that correctly. Let me check out. Shit, where the hell was it? Oh, here we go. Consumer Product Safety Commission. Okay, it was commission, not council. I was close. But notify the CPSC with any problems. Go to safeproducts.gov, and you can report product issues online by phone, email, or postal mail. All reports are reviewed, and consumers can view your reports if you give them permission to help others make more reasonable choices. Okay, so you can either contact them by phone, report your issue online, contact them by phone, which means you'll be talking to an automated machine, email, which means they'll just go into a huge server and just be posted up slowly, or postal mail, where it has a tendency of being lost or stolen or dumped into a river somewhere. Great idea. And finally, whether your children have fidget spinners or not, these stories serve as a good reminder to keep close tabs on what they are playing with. According to the CPSC, choking is a leading cause of injury and death in young children, so knowing the toys that may have smaller parts can only help keep your kids safe. Because, as they used to say at the end of all the G.I. Joe episodes, because knowledge is power. Well, guess what? None of these parents are going to do any of this shit. That's the era we are in now. Parents want schools to raise their kids. It's summertime. They're not going to raise their kids. They're going to be little hellraisers running rampant in neighborhoods, driving people nuts. You want them to supervise their kids? This ain't the era of my mom and us sitting outside on a Saturday afternoon, me walking close to the road, her screaming at me, yelling at me, having me come over and telling me, you're not doing that, don't do that, you're sitting here now because you're just sitting in timeout. This is not the era of parents disciplining their kids. This is the era of parents not giving a rat's ass. That's the era we are in now, folks. And these poor fidget spinners are just getting dragged down with us. Poor fidget spinners. Alright, so let's talk about the Flintstones. Yeah, meet the Flintstones. You remember them, they were the modern Stone Age family. Well, DC Comics has come up with a whole new Flintstone comic, and it's secretly amazing. Now, this was an article that I found on Dorkly, and I do find it kind of interesting, but at the same time, a little insensitive, and I'm going to explain that as I go in. Now, there were pictures with it, but I'm not going to put them up so that I don't violate any copyright clause, and again, because this is really creepy at the same time. This is like a dark Flintstone sort of thing here. It also contains spoilers for the new Flintstone comic, so if you don't want to know, just do a little tracking thing on the bottom of the YouTube video thing and just skip ahead. But otherwise, I say just, live with spoilers. What's life without adventure, right? So when DC Comics announced its new slate of comics based on classic Hanna-Barbera cartoons, no one was really sure what to make of it. Scooby-Doo and a half dozen others were re-imaged for a more mature audience. Wacky Races now looks like something out of Mad Max, and I actually didn't even know that. So that's something I got to check out because I always liked wacky races. Some of the concepts seemed like they were trying a bit too hard to be edgy, but the books were announced alongside some pretty solid creative teams. Next to no one thought that the Flintstones was going to be the breakout book of the bunch, much less the best comic of the year. Writer Mark Russell and artist Steve Poog's darkly comic take on the Stone Age modern life manages to be funny, poignant, and compelling with every issue, but as I said, it's kind of creepy at the same time. So here's the basic downside, because I don't really want to go deep into this, so that you really should read it for yourself. Even the little images that I saw kind of make me want to read it, but at the same time, I don't want to. The original Flintstone cartoon focused on tangible, mechanical differences of everyday life. It's its own cartoony version of Stone Age. The foot-powered car, the clamshell currency, sarcastic animals, Barney's invention. The only real major issue that they dealt with that kids were not have gotten back when this came out was Barney and Betty's. They dealt with infertility in the 1960s because Betty was unable to have children, even though her and Barney tried their damnedest, and that's when Bam Bam just appeared out of the sky. He was a miracle child, and he was super strong. He was gifted with super strength. So, there you go. Those kind of caveman gags were what the series became known for. But this comic is dark. It has the steamroller car and the living garbage disposal, but the Flintstone world rejects our own social issues in its own special, it's reflecting them in our own special way. Marriage in this world, in our world here, is the social norm. But the concept of mating for life wasn't always around, and in the article they're saying that if you get married in the town of Bedrock, you might be stared at or even yelled at on the streets for being an abhorrent freak. Get back to the sex cave like nature intended, they would cry, as town hall meetings are held on the subject, with local citizens voicing concerns like, if we allow men and women to marry, how long before they start marrying dinosaurs and street lamps? It's a slippery slope. I don't know about you, but I don't know of anybody marrying a dog or a light post. I did read an article once about a guy that married a mermaid front of a ship and then divorced her by the time they got back to land. And there was that. So, in another book, though, it might seem preachy in a current way to address components of same-sex marriage without ever referring the G word. But the Flintstones isn't shy about directly referencing the world it's, satirizing. A case in point, Fred and Wilma run into some old friends who happen to be a gay couple. Their names are Adam and Steve, and yes, they were spotted in front of a bar called Homo Erectus. Just because a comic wants to be socially conscious doesn't mean it has to be fun. I mean, basically they're adding in the real world stuff and taking your childhood and just kicking you right in the nuts right in the gut and everything else with full-blown adult issues. No longer is the Flintstones the safe little comic world where you can have neat little adventures for 22 minutes. Now it's dark, it's gritty, it's the real world. Because these types of unions are relatively a rare thing in this universe, those who choose to engage in it have been put a lot of thought into their decisions. They even extends to Fred, whose insecurity and trepidations about his sacred bond is nothing short of soul-shattering. He actually comes right out and says it in one panel in the picture that he's wondering if Wilma will ever stop loving him. Now, this comic book is based on the 1960s cartoon, and it was basically a prehistoric reskin of the Honeymooners. And the Honeymooners themselves just very blatantly touched on a lot of this subject. Because keep in mind, this is the 60s. In the 60s, there's a certain rule you can put stuff on television. Once you hit that part, that's it. You don't want to test the waters. You don't want to go too far deep because television's still new. If you piss people off, it's going to die off. It's just one of those things. it's just one of those comics. I mean, even from the screenshots I saw, I've yet to actually read it, but even from the screenshots that I saw and what I've seen of it so far from those pictures that were in the article, to me it just seems like something that's way too mature, way too dark. I mean, they have things in here about war veterans. So that's hitting like really close to the mark of modern day stuff. Aliens apparently coming to Bedrock and wanting to exterminate, the population. Cavemen are now considered Neanderthals and treated like second-class citizens. Mr. Slate, it's actually it's actually a thing in this. Mr. Slate plans to exploit the Neanderthals and their lack of understanding when it comes to money to squeeze a few extra dollars out of the quarry. And it kind of makes it seem like, all those businesses that take advantage of the illegal immigrants, that because they don't understand English, oh, well, you're getting paid $2. That's a going rate here in the U.S. for what you're doing. They're just gonna smile and nod because they don't understand what the hell you're saying, and you're basically getting pennies on the dollar labor. And that's what's sad about this. It really is. Like I said, this comic is dark. It's definitely this is definitely something that if you were a major fan of the show and you don't want it to be like a train wreck, you don't want to feel like everything you enjoyed about it is something that you shouldn't do, that you want to keep in your heart, don't read it. But if you really want to see the Flintstones take on modern society in their own bedrockian way, I would recommend picking up a copy. I mean, it's secretly amazing, and it's just humongously great how they've done this. There's even a part here where Wilma gets some of her paintings are put up in a museum, and the problem is that nobody likes her paintings. They consider her a joke, and then she's telling Fred that even though they think they're nasty to her, they have a lot of meaning, because when she was little in her village, they were a symbol of their life and all that. There's a side story with the appliances, wondering why, the bowling ball, basically wondering what he did to Fred to piss him off. Like I said, I recommend picking it up. I can't do it justice. I recommend picking up a copy if you can find one. I guarantee it'll probably be on eBay somewhere. If not, check your local comic book stores. Okay, here we go. There's a lot more to explore that we didn't cover here. Like the Flintstones' take on religion. Oh, God. Commercialism and indomitable human spirit seen through the eyes of the alien guardian, the Great Gazoo. Oh, God. Why drag him back into this? The Great Gazoo was a marketing ploy because they were running out of ideas near the end of the series. The collected trade paperback isn't out yet. You can pre-order it. If you want to read the rest of it yourself, you can read it in digital form. I'm not getting any money for saying any of this either. So, seriously, check it out if you want to read it in digital form. If you want to read it print, you just have to pre-order it. I thought it was out. My apologies. So, I recommend checking it out. I mean, if you really want a darker take on The Simpsons, check it out. Or on the Flintstones, I mean, not The Simpsons. All right. Well, it's time to talk about a game for the Nintendo Switch. We all remember that, right? The Nintendo Switch, the big enchilada, the humongous game system that Nintendo was preaching about since last year. The thing that they basically told people, this is what you're going to get, and I ripped it asunder. Back in December, I believe it was, or was it? I think it was December or November. I ripped it a new asshole. I'm still not impressed with it, but either way, one of the games for it, ARMS, the producer says that Luffy from One Piece won't be in the game. A Game Informer interview with ARMS producer Kosuke Yabuki and art director Masaka Ishikawa had a very interesting question that was asked over halfway into the interview. At one point, the Game Informer crew asked them if Luffy from One Piece would be a possible character to add post-release. This is because Luffy has arms that extend, similar to the characters in ARMS. However, Yabuki's response was simple. The universes are different, so it wouldn't happen. The entire quote is below, and I quote, let's see here. So, well, can one of those characters be Luffy from One Piece? He seems like he would fit into that universe. Yabuki said, I guess now that you mention it, Luffy's arms do extend, huh? I didn't really think of that, but unfortunately the world of ARMS and the world that Luffy lives in are different worlds, so I don't think he will be in the game. He'll be in this game. Now, I kind of think that they could easily have him like be a special character, like a DLC character for like pre-order bonus, or like an event that you have to defeat X amount of opponents and take him on, then you can unlock him. That would be something cool. I mean, like make him like a character in this that you have to like really work your ass off to collect. That you have to like get like Luffy things. So I don't know how the game works. I would say like go through like fight X amount of opponents, and then utilize your skills that you just got, and then try to beat Luffy. And then if you beat Luffy, you claim him. That would be kind of cool. I don't see how it would be too different, because you could easily say that, oh, look, a character from another world has entered ours and wants to fight. I mean, they're really not that far of a stretch if you think about it. I mean, you can easily throw in characters from other games, from anime series, what have you, in video games without any repercussion, any repetition, or any recourse. So it's really just a matter of thinking it through and going, do we want to do this, or do we want to just kind of have the thing go on its own merit? Because that's the other side of this coin. Because if you add a popular character, then those people are only going to want the game for that popular character. Once they get it, they're never going to want to play it again. So that's kind of the thing, is that do you want this to be on its own merit, or do you want this to basically be popular because of one character? That's where we're kind of at with this. So, I don't know. You know, I think it would be kind of cool. Maybe they should try to do it for like a DLC or something. I don't know, but you never know. All right. Who out there has ever heard of Shenmue? If you have, congratulations. You're one of the many people in the world that actually knows this game exists. Now, how many people out there know of Shenmue 2? Congratulations. You're one of about 1,000. And I'm kind of guesstimating that number, but honestly, ask people how many of them have ever heard of Shenmue. Right off the top of their heads, they're probably going to go no. Unless they're really hardcore gamers, I doubt it. Well, how many out there know that Shenmue 3 is being developed? I'm guessing no one. Well, believe it or not, it's being developed, and it's delayed until 2018. In a personal video message from Yu Suzuki, he broke the news to the Kickstarter backers. Shenmue 3 is the most funded Kickstarter video game project of all time, and it's been delayed until the second half of 2018. In a short video message delivered by Yu Suzuki, the designer said that new technologies have made the game better than he could have hoped for. They have also increased his team's development time. We unfortunately, and he's quoted here, we unfortunately must delay its release, said Suzuki in a formal statement delivered against a sterile white wall. By utilizing new technologies, we have been able to discover new possibilities and expressions. In many ways, the game has become bigger and more beautiful than I initially expected. We do, however, need more time to deliver the game to you. Shenmue 3 was initially pitched on Kickstarter with a delivery date of December of this year. December 2017. That helped it to close with more than $6.3 million in backer dollars. In July 2015, the game is expected for PlayStation 4 and Windows PC. In order to achieve the game concept you supported and my 16-year-long personal dream, we have revised the development schedule, Suzuki said. We are moving ahead with a plan to release the game in the second half of 2018. Details will be revealed in the backer report later this month. So there's something to look forward to. So Shenmue 3 is definitely going to be good. And I mean, in all honesty, this is a game that was one of those hidden gems back on the PlayStation. I think it was the PS2 or the PlayStation. It was a hidden gem. I mean, you have all these games that they suck ass, they crap, they suck ass, they're crap, they blow. I've had half a dozen of them. I had Cubics Robots for Everywhere. It was a crappy rock, paper, scissors battle. Dinosaur King Blue for the DS. I had a game called Gotcha Force for the GameCube. That was amazing. And that was a hidden gem, apparently, it turned out to be. I didn't even know about that, but that was pretty cool. So you have a lot of these games that they're like hidden gems, and Shenmue was one of them. So if they're going to take more time to get it better, I say go for it. Since 2015, Kickstarters for video games, though, have been on the decline, and in 2016, the revenue earned by successful video game projects was down nearly 60%. Just keep in mind, a lot of these people are just taking the money and running. Because they get in over their head, they know that, oh, we can't deliver this shit, but they already paid us, we took the money, put up a thing that says we can't deliver and let's head to Mexico. And that's basically what it is. And it's sad, but it's true. If you don't believe me, check out Larry Bundy Jr. Fact Hunt did like a whole crap ton of episodes on Kickstarter games. I know there was a top 5 Kickstarter games that ran away with your money, and then there was a sequel, another top 5. So there's at least 10 of them that Larry Bundy Jr. described. So I highly recommend checking out YouTube channel, check out the Twitter page so you can keep up to date, because there might be more of them out there. I mean, he might do another list, you never know. But anyway, check those out. And I think people are going to look forward to Shenmue 3 coming out. I really, really do. All right, before I get into the next topic, I realized I forgot to mention something. This week, the CU podcast had their 100th episode. And that is huge, for starters, because the CU podcast was a tremendous reason for me beginning my own podcast here. You know, they are the main reason why I come to you, why I record this every Saturday night, why I dig around for articles during the week, why I basically am the way I am on this. So, Pat and Ian came out. They got a new logo. They had a kick-ass opening theme song, which goddamn, I love that theme song. Whew! I was just reminiscent of like some good old school shit there. I'm telling you. Whew! Wow. But anyway, so I just want to say congratulations to Pat and Ian on the CU podcast for reaching 100 episodes. I hope I have at least 1/10 of the audience and the fans that you have by the time I hit 100 episodes. Granted, theirs is a bi-weekly podcast, so it'll take them longer to hit that. I'm a weekly podcast, and I'm going to be hitting my 1-year anniversary in September, and I'll be 52 episodes. Yeah. I mean, I would actually appreciate having like 1/10 of their audience just when I hit a year. That would be nice, but I know it's never going to happen. But still, anyway, Pat and Ian, congratulations on hitting 100 episodes. Here's to another 100 more, unless either Pat dies or, God forbid, Ian croaks. Or they just decide to move on with their lives because they're tired of bitching about stuff that people don't want to hear about. Though I like the podcast. I like listening to it. Though you guys got to do more Scumbag Sellers of the Week, though. I love Scumbag Seller of the Week. Seriously. You guys really got to do some more of those. They're a lot of fun listening to that. Okay? But anyway, guys, congratulations on 100 episodes. And I hope to have at least 1/10 of the success that you two have. I really do. All right, so Cowboy Bebop. That's right. Space Cowboys are coming back, folks, but not in an anime way. God, I wish it were. Cowboy Bebop is going to be getting a live-action TV series. It's in the works. And this has blown up all over Twitter. I believe it was I think it was Sun YT Gaming again. Brought this to my... Yes, I think it was. Hold on. I'm actually on Twitter. I can actually pull that up quick. Hold on. Un momento, por favor. I can actually pull that up here. Blah, 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 blah. And I will find it. I can't... I should just put Twitter on my hotbar for this thing. Why do I keep forgetting that? And as it loads up, blah, 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 blah. Come on. Alright, now pulling my thing. I'm pretty sure it was Sun YT Gaming. That's cool. I like that. E3's going on. Huh. I keep forgetting that E3's going on. Let's see here. I think it's time Twitter updates their pages for the people. Damn it, that's not what I wanted. Come on, while I'm young here. Okay, Okay, UK Anime News Network had it up. And yes, okay, it was Sun Gaming YT. I just wanted to double check that. So yeah, so Sun Gaming YT brought this to my attention. So there you go, you got a free shout out, you and I'll have to pull the other one up then. But either way, you two got a free shout out this week. I mean, this podcast pretty much wouldn't be anything without a lot of the stuff you guys tweet up. I have a lot of fun with that. But anyway, a live-action TV series of an anime. They're going to be an adaptation. So here we go. You talk about an adaptation of an acclaimed anime series, Cowboy Bebop, is officially out in the open again. And this time, Tomorrow Studios, Midnight Radio, and Sunrise are teaming up for a live-action TV series. So first off, two I've never heard of, and Sunrise, which I have heard of. In addition to the producers that have been announced, including Tomorrow Studios, Marty Adelstein from Prison Break, and Becky Clements, Good Behavior, among others. Oh, God. Cowboy Bebop has a writer in Thor: The Dark World and Thor: Ragnarok's Chris Yost. Oh, Christ, help us now. Oh, sweet Christ, help us now. Any deity, help us now. Come on, Kami, King Kai, anybody. I'm just going to stretch it out here. Beerus, Whis, Zeno-chan. God. Here's what Adelstein had to say about the project. We are excited to work with Sunrise in bringing this beloved anime to the U.S. and global marketplace as a live-action series. God, no. The animated version has long resonated with audiences worldwide, and with the continued ever-growing popularity of anime, we believe the live-action version will have an incredible impact today. No! The series ran for 26 episodes from 1998 to 1999. And here's a brief synopsis. The Bebop crew is just trying to make a buck. It's a motley lot of intergalactic loners team up to track down fugitives and turn them in for cold hard cash. Spike is a hero whose cool facade hides a dark and deadly past. The pilot Jet is a bruiser of a brute who can't wait to collect the next bounty. Faye Valentine is the femme fatale, prone to breaking hearts and separating fools from their money. Along for the ride is the brilliant but weird hacker Ed and super genius and a super genius Welsh corgi named Ein. Now, like I said, this has gotten mixed results and mixed replies all over Twitter, all over the internet. Personally, I don't think this needs to be made. Let's just get this out in the open. You do not need to make live action adaptations. Stop making live action adaptations. Okay? There was nothing wrong with Cowboy Bebop. Let it stay a classic. It has gone down in time as a classic. It is still a staple in anime today. Why? Why, for the love of everything on this planet, in this solar system, in this part of the galactic cosmos, do you want to constantly change this stuff and make a live action adaptation? Nobody's asking for this. Nobody wants this. Why are you doing this to us? We, the fans, like the series the way it was. We want to keep it the way it was. We don't want it changed. Nobody asked for a Sailor Moon reboot. Nobody asked for Dragon Ball Z Kai, yet they were made. Live action adaptations are worse than a goddamn reboot because they suck. No live action anime series that's been a movie has been any good. What in the hell makes them think a television series is going to be any good? They honestly suck. You're taking everything that's great about the original anime series, you're putting real life people in there who, by the way, if your big go-to director for this thing was the person that did Prison Break, I got 90 problems with that just in 1 second. Just in like the first 10 minutes of that show, I had 90 problems. And you want that person to either produce or help with this? Get the hell out of here. As Ian put it so perfectly this week in regards to the Calico Chameleon crap, I'm going to quote him on this because I can use this quote right here. Eat shit, you snake-eating bastards. Eat shit, you snaky bastards. I swear to God. Why would you want to do something like this to a wonderful anime series? You want to make it into a live-action TV series. What the hell is wrong with you? Nobody's asked for it. Nobody's wants it. Why do it? Because you want to make money or because you think the show needs to come back? I don't care. Either way, I'm not a fan of this. I seriously think this is a huge mistake. I'm hoping to Christ it gets stopped. Hell, screw it. I'm hoping to any deity that's willing to listen to me. Even fictional ones like King Kai. Please make this not happen. Goku, screw it. Screw it. I know who to go to for this. Goku, please do not make this happen. I'll gather the Dragon Balls, make a wish to Shenron, and I'll go, do not make this happen. God. So anyway, you can find information of it online. If anything else comes up in the next couple weeks, I will be more than happy to report it on here. Because, oh dear God, no. All right. So let's go to Osaka. Yeah. Here we go. Because Universal Studios Japan is offering the first sneak peek at Super Nintendo World. Like Studio Ghibli's park isn't going to be good enough for Japan, Disneyland is just getting another middle finger and a boot up its ass. I hope there's no Disneyland Japan. They might get kicked out of the country for this. But anyway, the home of Universal Studios Japan is in Osaka, and it will soon be paradise on Earth for Nintendo fans. Work on Super Nintendo World, a giant Nintendo-themed addition to the park, got underway today. This came out on the 7th, by the way, so 3 days ago. And USJ, which is Universal Studios Japan, shared a short video to mark the occasion. Now, I don't have the video. I couldn't even get it to load for me to watch it, so... But apparently, it's a largely CG-rendered, shows real-life guests interacting with the world of Mario. That's right, the Italian plumber in the Mushroom Kingdom. At the groundbreaking ceremony, which was attended by Shigeru Miyamoto, it was announced that the park to the surprise of exactly no one, will feature a Mario Kart ride. No shit! The addition to the theme park, which is a short distance from the center of Osaka in western Japan, is set to open ahead of the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And the budget for the project is said to be about $351 million. And that's American, by the way. So in other words, Mario's gonna be in Osaka. Here we go! I could just see a Super Nintendo world and watch the music in the background be the Mario theme. You know, the whole, I'm not going to do it for copyright reasons, but just hearing the Mario theme in the background, that would annoy the shit. I mean, I like it, but my God, that'll annoy the shit out of me. To listen to the Mario theme song over and over and over again. Yeah, I don't think so. Alright, so I got a couple more topics left and then the night's done. And this podcast will be wrapped up. So, who out there remembers Busby? Yeah, I don't remember him either. But anyway, the little bastard's back. Very few reading this and even listening to me are going to know or even probably own a copy of Busby in Claw's Encounters of the Third Kind when it originally released in 1993 for the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. By the way, this game is relatively and remotely hated by every gamer because of the shitty graphics. Just want to get that out there. But as the gaming community grew on the internet, many would learn about its incredible reputation as a frustratingly sloppy and obnoxiously presented platformer that was so cynically gunning for that 90s mascot dollar that the entire franchise is synonymous with corporate incompetence and greed. And unfortunately, unlike Gordon Gekko, greed in this case is not good. It's safe to say that the only reason people are even still aware of the sarcastic orange bobcat is because of the dozens of successful gaming channels on YouTube that have all taken their shots at the franchise, including the legendary unplayable Busby 3D. Millions upon millions of gamers, a great majority of them born after the title's meteoric fall, only know Busby's face as a cruel joke and shared punching bag for an entire fandom to wail on with all their might. Busby was trying to basically be that goddamned mascot of the 20th century that nobody asked for. Every gaming company in the 90s tried having a mascot. Sega had Sonic, Nintendo had Mario. That was their thing. They were trying to get a huge brand. They were trying to get a mascot. And Busby was what they were hoping was going to be a mascot. And it bombed. Big time. There was nothing that could help it. Keep in mind, this is after the video game crash in the 80s. When you had all those third-party and all those shit games like Ataris and all that were coming out with games left and right that you could pick up anywhere. They had all those crappy ones. And then you have the video game crash brought the game market to a halt. And then they come back. It's like, we need a mascot. We need somebody to rally everybody together. And that's what you got. The problem is, Busby was not the one you wanted to do that. No, Busby was a joke. And it was a joke that just keeps getting funnier as the years go on because of how stupid it was. But he's back, and it's not a joke either. He is back, and it's scary as hell that he's back. I'm not exactly thrilled that he's back. I've never even played the game, and I'm not thrilled that they dusted off an old joke like that and are trying to bundle it together. But anyway, it's out there. It's coming out. And that's all there is to it. Maybe it'll die off. Maybe it'll be in development hell. Only time will tell. I don't know. All right, let's talk about a sad moment today. Batman fans around the world can gather around, and drop a batarang or put your cape and cowl on, because time and nature has done what the Joker could never do. Adam West has passed away at the age of 88. And this happened today. The actor struggled to find work after the campy superhero series was canceled, but he rebounded with voiceover gigs, including one as the mayor of Quahog on Family Guy. The ardent actor who managed to keep his tongue in cheek while wearing his iconic cowl of the Caped Crusader on the classic 1960s series Batman has died at the age of 88. He was at the pinnacle of pop culture after Batman debuted in 1966, only to see his career fall victim to typecasting after the ABC show flamed out. He died Friday night in Los Angeles after a short battle with leukemia, according to a family spokesperson. West died peacefully surrounded by his family and is survived by his wife, Marcel, 6 children, 5 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. They were quoted as saying, quote, "Our dad always saw himself as the bright knight that aspired to make a positive impact on his fans' lives. He was and always will be our hero," according to his family in a statement. After struggling for years without a steady job, the good-natured actor reached a new level of fame when he accepted an offer to voice the mayor of Quahog named Adam West. Ironic. Yeah, how's that for a coincidence? On Seth MacFarlane's long-running crap-ass show, crap-ass animated show, Family Guy. And yes, I've watched a couple episodes, I'm just not a big fan of it. On the big screen, West played a wealthy, mainline husband who meets an early end in Paul Newman's The Young Philanthropists. The Young Philadelphians in 1959. Was one of the first 2 humans in the Red Planet in Robinson Crusoe on Mars in 1964, and contributed his velvety voice to the animated Redux Riding Hood, the hell that is, in 1997, which received an Oscar nomination for Best Short Film. Raised on a ranch outside of Walla Walla, Washington. That actually exists? I thought that was a joke Bugs Bunny always did. Wow. Okay, so, I didn't know. Wow, that actually exists. I would love for somebody to buy something from eBay and send it to Walla Walla, Washington. That'd be cool. West caught the attention of Batman producer William Dozer when he played Captain Quick, a James Bond-type character with a sailor's cap in commercials for Nestle's Quick. Ooh, I remember those. I actually saw those on YouTube. West, who had aspired in many Warner Brothers television series as a studio contract player, was filming the spaghetti western The Relentless Four, 1965, in Europe at the time. He returned to the States to meet with Dozer, read the pilot script, and knew after 20 pages that it was the kind of comedy he wanted to do. He said in a 2006 interview with Archive of American Television. He signed a contract on the spot, only asking that he be given the chance to approve who would play his sidekick Robin, the Boy Wonder. He would okay the casting of Burt Ward, who has a brown belt in karate but 0 acting experience. Well, that works out perfectly fine. Robin was always a douchebag anyway. The tone of our first show by Lorenzo Simple Jr. was one of absurdity and tongue-in-cheek to the point that I found it irresistible, West said. I think they recognized that in me from what they'd seen me do before, I understood the material and brought something to it. You can't play Batman in a serious, square-jawed, straight-ahead way without giving the audience the sense that there's something behind the mask waiting to get out. That he's a little crazed, he's strange. The hunky Lyle Wagner, later of the Carol Burnett Show, and Peter Devil also tested to play the Gotham City crime fighters, but West and Ward clearly were superior, and Batman debuted at 7:30 p.m. on January 12, 1966, a Wednesday. The cliffhanger episode would be resolved on the very next night. Same Bat time, same bat channel. The show was originally intended to last an hour, but ABC split it up when it had 2 time slots available on its primetime schedule. West said that he played Batman for laughs, but in order to do that, one had to never think it was funny. You just had to pull on that cowl and believe that no one would recognize you. The series filmed in eye-popping bright colors in the era of black and white and featuring a revolving set of villains like the Riddler, Frank Gorshin, Joker, Cesar Romero, Penguin, Burgess Meredith, and Catwoman, Julie Newmar. It was an immediate hit. The Thursday installment was number 5 in the Nielsen ratings for the 1965-66 season, and the Wednesday edition was number 10. Stellar exemplar, a king to the end, Newmar said of West in a statement. He was bright, witty, and fun to work with. I will miss him in the physical world and savor him always in the world of imagination and creativity. He meant so much to the people. Batman was nominated for the Emmy Award for Outstanding Comedy Series in the first year, losing out to CBS, The Dick Van Dyke Show, which, by the way, was... I never could get into that show. A 20th Century Fox movie was rushed into production and played in theaters the summer before season 2 kicked off, September of 1966. However, the popularity of the show soon plummeted, and Batman, despite the addition of Yanni Craig as Batgirl, was canceled in March of 1968 after its 3rd season. West quickly struggled to find work, forced to make appearances in his cape and cowl at car shows and carnivals, and in such obscure films as The Marriage of a Young Stockbroker in 1971, written by Semple, and The Happy Hooker Goes Hollywood in 1980. He and his family downsized, leaving their home in the Tony Pacific Palisades for Ketchum, Idaho. The people who were hiring the people who were running the studios, running the shows, were dinosaurs, the actor said in a 2013 documentary starring Adam West. They thought Batman was a big accident, that there was no real creative thought, expertise, or art behind it. They were wrong. He returned to voice his iconic character in such cartoons as The New Adventures of Batman, Legends of Superheroes, Super Friends, The Legendary Superpowers Show, Super Friends, The Legendary Superpowers Show, and The Simpsons and Warner Brothers. Long-awaited DVD release of ABC's Batman in 2014 brought him back into the Bat Signal's spotlight. He was born William West Anderson in Seattle on September 19, 1928. He was the second of 2 sons. His father, Otto, was a wheat farmer. His mother, Audrey, was a pianist and opera singer. West attended an all-boys high school, then graduated with a major in English literature from Whitman College. During his senior year, he worked for a local radio station, doing everything from Sunday morning religion shows to the news. He also starred in a couple of plays at the local theater. I found that I could move an audience, and I was appreciated, he said. In the Army, West served as an announcer on American Forces Network Television, then worked at the station as the station manager at Stanford while he was a graduate student. He got a job at I can't understand what this... I can't pronounce this one. It's McCouchies, I think, station in Sacramento, California, then moved to Hawaii, where he hosted a 2-hour weekday show in the late 1950s with a diaper-wearing chimp named Peaches. Okay. West said he once interviewed William Holden as the actor was passing through. West got a contract at Warner Brothers at $150 a week and was placed in one of the studio's TV series, Colt 54, Maverick, Hawaiian Eye, 77 Sunset Strip, Cyan, etc. Pretty much every week. He got his final regular TV role when he played Detective Sergeant Steve Nelson under the command of Robert Taylor in the 1959-62 ABC-NBC series The Detectives, coming abroad when that show expanded to the 1 hour in color. After he split with Warner Brothers, West showed up in such forgettable films as Geronimo in 1962, starring Chuck Connors, Tammy and the Doctor in 1963, and Sandra Day in the Three Stooges film The Outlaws Is Coming in 1965 before Batman changed his life forever. He later starred in a rejected 1991 NBC pilot called Look Well, written by Conan O'Brien and Robert Smigel, in which he portrayed a once famous TV detective who thinks he can solve crimes in real life. So sort of like a ripoff of Matlock, I guess. Then came the gig on McFarlane's Family Guy. He goes, I had done a pilot with Seth that he had written for me. It turned out that we had the same kind of comic sensibilities and got along well. He said in a 2012 interview, when Family Guy came around and Seth became brilliantly successful, he decided to call me and see what I was doing. He asked if I would like to come aboard as the mayor, and I thought it would be neat to do something sort of absurd and fun. The documentary starring West culminates with him receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2012. He married Marcel in 1970. They met when she was the wife of the Learjet founder, and they posed for a publicity photo at Santa Monica Airport with him in the Batman costume. They each had 2 children from their previous marriages, then added a couple of their own. When Batman was canceled, the only thing I thought is that it would be the end of me. And it was for a bit. He told an audience at Comic-Con in 2014. But then I realized that what we created in the show, we created this zany, lovable world. I look around and I see the adults. I see you grew up with me, and you believe in the adventures. I never believed this would happen, that I would be up here with illustrious people like yourselves. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm the luckiest actor the world, folks. I'm the luckiest actor in the world, folks, to have you still hanging around. So, Adam West has passed away. May he rest in peace. Like I said, he was 88. I got one last topic then, folks. It's just a quick topic. So let's just get into that quick so then we can wrap this up. I should have did the Batman one last. I didn't think of it. But so Arc Systems is working on a new game set for an early 2018 release. It's a 2.5D Dragon Ball FighterZ game. It's been revealed. Why they can't come out with any new games for like the tablets or the smartphones, Dragon Ball Z related, I'll never know. Dokkan Battle is not really that great. It kind of does suck. It would be nice to have something a little different. I don't know. It would be nice anyway. But anyway, an announcement from Bandai Namco jumped the gun and popped out a little early today before being removed. It was enough time for everyone to learn that developer Arc Systems works Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue is working on a new 2.5D fighting game called Dragon Ball FighterZ, and it's coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC in early 2018. Producer Tomoko Hiroki differentiates this outing from the recent 3D Dragon Ball FighterZ, saying the 2.5D perspective allows them to pull off things they can't do in either 3D or 2D. The 3-on-3 battle system will feature all the flashy specials and ultra high-speed battles we've come to expect from Akira Toriyama's series. Like I said, it would be nice if they would come out with a new Dragon Ball Z game or just a Dragon Ball game for the tablets. Like, put it up on Google Play or something. Because a lot of the ones that are on there suck. And Dokkan Battle is not that great. And a lot of the other ones, they really suck. I mean, put a decent, like, fighting game. Like, why can't you do something similar to Contest of Champions and have that as, like, a Dragon Ball Z game or Dragon Ball game and just be like Contest of Champions version of Dragon Ball Z? That would be really cool. Like, you can get different forms of Goku. You can get, like, base Goku, level him up by utilizing, like, Dragon Stones or Rice Balls or Dragon Balls or something, or Dragon Shards, I don't care. You know, get them from Crystals or from Dragon Balls in this point. You know, like, that's just something that I think would be really cool. But you just can't do something like that and expect it to turn out well, but I guess, it would be nice. I mean, I've been playing a lot of these games. I've been searching the Play Store, and a lot of the stuff that's out there, game-wise, doesn't really thrill me, and it's like, well then, what are these people coming out with? Stupid apps that really do nothing and all this other stuff, but you really could just use some time, make something that people are going to like, and then put it out on a major platform like smartphones and tablets. That's my opinion. So, yeah. But anyway, that's that, folks. So, I guess it's time to wrap up the podcast this week. If you have any suggestions on things I can improve on the podcast, please feel free to email them to acrpodcast@gmail.com, all lowercase, by the way. You can also tweet them to me at OTakeYourRoads on Twitter. If you have any topics you'd like to hear me talk about, feel free to email them to acrpodcast@gmail.com. I do check that a couple times a week, so, so that people are going, well, I sent you something and you didn't talk about it. No, I do check it a couple times a week, and there was nothing in it. So, other than notifications from SoundCloud telling me that I'm out of time on there, but I don't do SoundCloud anymore because of that. And I am looking forward to the 1-year anniversary of the podcast coming up in September, so look forward to that. I put out a new Andrew Rance video. I have another one that I'm going to put out later this weekend. It was another viewer requested one. And, as always, folks, don't forget you can also check out my eBay page. Help me keep the lights going. You can even support this podcast if you'd like to. If you want to be a sponsor, just shoot me an email at acrpodcast@gmail.com. Can work something out. I don't know. Then again, I'm kind of getting used to not having any sponsors but myself. But, it would be nice to try something new. I mean, what's life without a little adventure? And until next time, folks, in honor of Adam West, I should just do this. And I was never really that big of a Batman fan. I really wasn't. I mean, there are a few characters in there that I liked. I liked Mr. Freeze. I liked Poison Ivy. You couldn't, brought them over into the Marvel Universe and save them. I don't know. But anyway, until next time, folks, same bat time, same bat channel. Well, okay, anyway, same channel anyway. And I will catch you all next time on the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast. See you next week, folks. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.